Vlad with King Shooter Supplies. We've noticed that recently gun sales have been going up. More importantly, sales to brand new shooters that have never owned a firearm have been skyrocketing. We've noticed that a lot of new shooters tend to buy Smith & Wesson M&P line of pistols. So today's video is going to be focused around how to properly clean and maintain the firearm. So let's review a couple of things that you need to get started. First step is to invest in a good, solid cleaning kit. There are plenty of them on the market, and we sell a number of different cleaning kits here at the store. The one I wanted to highlight today is the Prussia cleaning kit. It's got a nylon brush, a rod holder, as well as a gun cleaner and lubricant. It's got cleaning patches. It's got a cloth to wipe down the gun. It's got a number of jacks, a bore brush, as well as a patch holder. You're going to need to buy something to dissolve the dirt and grime that is built up in your firearm. Hobby's number 9 has been used for years and has been tried and true by many shooters across the world. The only drawback to this, it has a bit of a strong odor. Another option for a cleaning solution will be the M-Pro 7. This gun cleaner has almost no odor and is perfect for somebody who's cleaning their guns inside an apartment or otherwise an enclosed space that's not very well ventilated. There are also products that combine both the cleaning and lubricating into one step. This Prussia gun cleaner and lubricant does exactly that. Hornady's One Shot also lubricates and cleans your firearm all in one step, but this one comes in an aerosol can. For those using a solvent separate from a lubricant like an oil, you can never go wrong with good old Hobby's number 9. Great oil all around, always works. Again, very tried and true. Corrosion X is another product that we carry here in the store. It is designed to coat your firearm in a sealant that prevents it from rusting, and it allows for lead and carbon to not stick to the inside of your barrel. A dab of this inside your barrel will keep it nice and clean for a long, long time. Let's review a couple of good gun safety tips. Tip number 1 is we're going to treat every single gun as if it is loaded. Number 2 is we're not going to point the gun at anything we're not willing to destroy. And number 3 is we're not going to put the finger on the trigger unless we are ready to shoot. In our case, we're cleaning a gun, we're not going to be shooting anything. First thing we'll do is make sure that our gun is safe to handle and has no ammunition in it. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop the magazine, we're going to pull the slide back, lock it, inspect the chamber, inspect the magazine well, make sure there's nothing inside, no ammunition left. We're going to drop the slide, we're going to put it down. Magazine, put it in a different room. Put it away. Do not keep your ammunition with your firearm while you are cleaning it. Here's what we're going to be using to clean this gun. Some gloves to keep our hands nice and clean. We're going to have a cleaning rod with a brush as well as a jag, a number of Q-tips, a nylon brush, some gun oil, gun solvent, a number of patches, and a rag to keep things clean. Before we go on, we need to field strip this firearm. It's always a good idea to clean your gun on a table and over a mat. Keeps the mess down, and if you drop anything, you don't have to look for it on the floor. First things first is we're going to again inspect that the gun is empty. We're going to lock the slide back, we're going to inspect the chamber and the mag well. Both are empty. While the slide is locked back, we're going to pull the lever. This is called the takedown lever. We're going to pull it back so it's in a vertical position. We're going to then take the slide, pull it back, and release it. At this point, we're going to pull the trigger while holding the slide. Slide the slide off of the frame. Let's focus on the slide and put the frame to the side for a second. First thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the guide rod and the spring. Snaps off just by pushing it up, pulling it towards the front of the gun a little bit. Snaps right off. The barrel just comes right up. And here is the fully disassembled field strip handgun. For regular maintenance, this is as far as you'll ever need to go. If you do want additional breakdown, like breaking down the sear or the trigger assembly, please talk to a gunsmith. Some of the stuff is a little bit more complicated and may be a little bit too difficult for a novice shooter. Let's focus on cleaning the slide. First thing I do is put on some gloves. Next thing I do is to take a little bit of hoppies and I put it in the cap. With a little bit of Q-tip, we can apply some of the gun cleaner. I like to start at the muzzle and work my way towards the back of the gun. All we're doing here is coating the slide with a little bit of gun cleaner to get all the dirt and grime out. You may want to focus on some of the little creases because that's where a lot of the dirt gets stuck in. Avoid going inside the striker channel. We do not want to put anything down there. These firearms really like to run dry in the striker channel. Where you do want to focus on is actually right here, where the extractor is. This is what takes out your spent cartridges out, and sometimes that gets really gummed up. Lots of dirt, grime, lots of deposits are right there. And when you're doing this, you'll notice the extractor looks like a little hook. So try to get it out. Once you applied some of the solvent, I like to use a brush and just go over the surface with a brush. Again, you want to focus your brush in the crevices. The guide rails get a lot of deposits, get a lot of debris. If you leave your gun in a dusty environment, a lot of that gunk will get inside. Once again, the extractor is a place where you really want to focus some of your attention. And you'll notice that little hook go in between the hook and the slide and clean it out to the best of your ability. You can spend as little or as much time as you want on this, but I believe it was Abraham Lincoln who said that if I had 5 minutes to chop down a tree, I'd spent the first 4 minutes sharpening my axe. We're going to let the slide sit here for a second and focus some of our attention on the barrel. Using the other end of the Q-tip, I'm going to apply some gun cleaner to the barrel. We're going to start from the breech. And again, apply it liberally. Allow it to really work its magic to get all that dirt, all that deposit, all that grime out. I like to apply it on the inside as well. Especially if you are a reloader, you may be using powders that are smokier than others. You may be using bullets that may contain lead, may leave some leading. Depending on whatever you use, your gun will get dirtier than others. It's also important to focus right here. Again, the nooks and crannies get dirty, get grimy. So getting in there and cleaning them out will do your gun a lot of good. I like to put a lot of that solvent inside my barrel to soak it, to break down any deposits that may have got caught between the lands and the grooves. And now I'm just going to leave it to sit there for a second. While that's waiting, let's focus on the frame real quick. Same thing that we did with the slide as well as the barrel, we're going to do here. You want to apply the solvent to the metal surfaces. sure that it's nice and clean. Again, you want to focus on the places that have some wear and tear, because that's the moving parts. That's what gets dirty, that's what needs to get cleaned. I like to put a little bit in the wheel well. The wheel well. I like to put a little bit inside the magazine well to clean that up. We're going to let this sit as well. Our barrel got a little bit of a soaking, so now it's ready for us to brush any of the debris out. At this point, the solvent did its magic, did its work. Now, with a brush, you want to always go in from the breech, not from the muzzle. You want to go the same direction that a bullet would go. Hold it firmly in your hand. Go all the way through and all the way back out. The reason I say go all the way through is you don't want to stop midway and pull your brush out, because that will actually damage your brush, because you're forcing the hairs on the brush to stop midway, and they will actually break off. They won't break off immediately, but you really mess up your brush that way. You'll bend the little hairs. Another thing I like to do is take my brush and just go over the feed ramp. A lot of these things right here are hard to get, but the solvent really helped to break down any deposits that were in the little nooks and crannies. So taking a brush to it, especially the fine end, getting in there, really will help your gun function wonderfully. Next step in cleaning the barrel is to clean the inside. So we're going to take the brush off and put the jag. On the jag, we're going to use a patch. We're going to run that through the barrel. Again, we're going to enter through the breech, not through the muzzle. Push that all the way through. Now, what I like to do is take it, the first couple of passes, I'll flip the patch, saving myself the extra patches. The idea here is you want to continue to push the patches through until the patch comes out white, until it is nice and clean. There you go. Nice and clean. Now that the inside of the barrel is nice and clean, we can wipe down the outside of the barrel from any of that solvent that we had. Same thing with the slide. You can use a paper towel or a rag that you if you have it. Since we already cleaned it and used a brush on it, all we're doing right now is just removing any of that residue off of the barrel. Excuse me, off of the slide. some of those hard to reach places, I like to use a Q-tip when cleaning it. As you can see, the Q-tip being dirty, this is all that dirt that you're pulling up. Okay. We're going to do the same thing with the frame. Just going to wipe it down, remove all that solvent that we put on it. Alright. Last thing is the guide rod. I like to take the brush and in one direction, going with the grain, just clean it up. Taking a little bit of the rag. And just cleaning it to a point where it is nice and clean for you. The next thing is to lubricate the firearm. We're going to start with the slide. Using whatever oil you have, in our case I'm using Hoppe's, put a dab of oil right on this little Q-tip. I like to start with the back of the gun, the rear of the gun. However, I'm going to emphasize again, you do not want to put any oil inside the striker channel. M&P guns really like to run dry as far as the striker goes. So you want to put some of the oil on the outside. You want to focus on the rails and on any spots where you see wear and tear. That's where the metal rubs together. That's where you want lubrication to happen. I like to put a little nice coating on the inside of the slide and on the rails. You don't want to put too much oil because that will just attract a lot of dirt and grime when you shoot. But you don't want to put too little because then you didn't lubricate your firearm properly. Putting enough means that you see a nice little coat. Alright. We're going to let that sit for now. Alright, now let's move to the barrel. For the barrel, we're actually going to use something a little bit different. Remember how I told you about Corrosion X? We're going to use a little bit of Corrosion X. Dabbing a little bit of Corrosion X, we're going to cover the barrel just like we would as if we were using oil. Put some inside the barrel. And definitely on the feed ramp. We're also going to use a patch and a jag to run a little bit of Corrosion X through the barrel. Just a dab of it. But that way we coat the barrel with Corrosion X. little bit. There you go. Now our barrel is nicely coated, both on the inside and on the outside. I'm going to use a new patch to wipe down any excess Corrosion X that we have. Just gently, you don't want to rub it off. Or wipe down any excess. And the barrel is done. Now to preserve the outside of our slide, we're going to coat it with a little bit of Corrosion X. What I like to do is just put a little bit of the Corrosion X on some sort of a cloth or a patch and just wipe it on the barrel, on the slide. This will help it to not get rusty and to function well and look good for years and years to come. Again, you want to focus on the nooks and crannies because that's where moisture gets caught a lot. Then I'm just going to take a quick rag and we're going to wipe off any of the excess. And we're done. Putting the gun back together is pretty simple since you're just doing everything you did to take it apart, just backwards. So we're going to take the slide and we're going to put the barrel back in. Drops in and it fits like a glove. We're going to then take the spring, the recoil spring with the guide rod. We're going to use the hex end is going to go towards the muzzle and the flat end will catch right here on the lip in the barrel. Compress the spring a little bit. Snaps right in that little lip. At this point the slide is complete. We're going to take the frame, we're going to take the slide and put it right on the barrel. Do this slowly. You don't want to rush this because if you rush it and you may put your rails right over the rails on the frame, and then you're going to have a bad time. Once it's in this position, this right here is where you want to put your thumb. This is the slide release. You're gonna push your slide all the way back. Put the slide lock on in the upright position, which will lock the slide. At this point, take the takedown lever, snap it back into its horizontal position, and you reassemble the gun. Make sure that it functions properly. Again, checking it. What I like to do afterwards is do an extra little cleaning. Just go through with another rag very quickly, wipe off any excess oil, any excess Corrosion X. Just make it look nice. And you're done. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and useful. If you have any questions, any concerns, or you need the help of one of our skilled gunsmiths, feel free to swing by the store and we will gladly help you. Again, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Until next time.